It was a normal Tuesday, nothing special about it. I remember sitting at my desk with my laptop open, a blank screen staring back at me. I had a deadline, one of those that had been quietly following me for days. I kept telling myself I'd start later, but now later had run out. The strange part wasn't that I didn't know what to do, it was that I couldn't get myself to begin. I just sat there, scrolling, switching tabs, pretending I was getting ready, when deep down I knew I was avoiding it. And the longer I waited, the worse it felt. It wasn't just about the work anymore, it became this heavy pressure sitting in my chest. Every minute that passed made the task feel bigger than it actually was. I started thinking about everything at once, the effort, the time, the possibility of getting it wrong, and somehow, doing nothing felt easier than facing all of that. So I stayed stuck, watching the clock move while I didn't. Then something small happened, something I didn't plan. I leaned back, looked at the screen, and almost out of frustration, I said to myself, just do a little. Not everything. Just a little. There was no big motivation behind it. No sudden burst of energy. It was more like giving up on the idea of doing it perfectly. So I placed my hands on the keyboard and told myself I'd only give it a few minutes, no expectations attached. The first moments felt slow and awkward, like trying to push through resistance that didn't want to move. But then, something shifted. It wasn't dramatic, it was quiet. My mind stopped jumping around, and I started focusing on what was right in front of me. One small action led to another, and before I noticed, I wasn't thinking about how hard it was anymore. I was just, in it. Time passed differently after that. What I thought would take so much effort didn't feel as heavy once I had actually started. The task hadn't changed, but my relationship with it had. It no longer felt like something I had to conquer all at once. It became something I could move through, step by step. And that's when it hit me, the problem was never the work itself, it was the way I approached starting it. I had been treating every task like it required full commitment from the beginning, like I had to show up at my best every time. But that day showed me something different. You don't need to feel ready to begin. You just need to make the beginning small enough that it doesn't scare you. That small shift removed the pressure that had been holding me back all along. After that, I started approaching things differently. Whenever I felt that same resistance, I didn't try to fight it or wait for it to disappear. I lowered the bar instead. I focused on just getting into the task, even briefly. And more often than not, once I was in, I stayed longer than I expected. Not because I forced myself to, but because starting made continuing easier. That day didn't change everything overnight, but it changed how I showed up. It made me realize that progress isn't about pushing yourself to extremes, it's about removing the barriers that stop you from beginning. So now, whenever something feels too big or too overwhelming, I don't try to solve it all at once. I just start small. And somehow, that's enough to keep me moving forward.